Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, the heat is on. The humidity making it feel even worse out there. How people are beating the brutal temperatures.
And cracking down on car thefts in Connecticut. We're looking into the law and who it's specifically going after.
Plus, another visit from the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, coming to Connecticut tomorrow. What's on the agenda for the First Lady and Connecticut's own Education Secretary?
We begin with a weather alert in Connecticut as we continue to crank up the heat and humidity. Thank you for joining us on the news at 10. I'm Sarah Sanchez.
And I'm Ben Goldman here on CW20. Tonight, things are only getting worse from here. The Department of Energy and Environmental Protection is predicting elevated levels of ozone for Connecticut's shoreline. And that could mean dangerously unhealthy air for some groups of people out there.
Connecticut's extreme hot weather protocol is now in effect across the state. That means those who need to find a cooling center or shelter in the state can dial 211 to find the closest available facility to escape those brutal conditions. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank tracking everything tonight, including just how hot it's going to be tomorrow. Rachel.
Yeah, today likely day one of a long duration heat wave that will stick around right into this upcoming weekend. And we're just getting started. It will actually feel even hotter and more humid tomorrow with a heat index up around the triple digits as we head through the afternoon. Right now, we're looking at temperatures that are in the 70s and 80s today. Again, day one of our heat wave. Taking a look as we head through the evening tonight. Overnight lows will only settle back into the 70s. That's another thing about the heat. It's not just hot during the day, but those overnight low temperatures really don't leave much room for your home to cool off at night either. Then we're heating things up yet again. By lunchtime, temperatures are already around 90 degrees, with high temperatures climbing into the mid and even upper 90s away from the Connecticut shoreline. But again, keep in mind, it feels hotter when you factor in all of that humidity in the air. It makes it harder for your body to cool off. So taking a look as we head through the afternoon, a heat index, how hot it really feels between 95 to right around 100 degrees. We've got another day like it on Thursday, then some showers and thunderstorms won't break the heat, but allow us to drop the humidity a little bit. We'll take what we can get. Your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. With the temperatures rising and humidity making it feel even worse, cities and towns are pulling out all the stops to give people more ways to keep cool and stay safe.
In Vernon, for example, the town's keeping the pools open a little longer so people can beat the heat. Fox 61's Gabby Molina is live there with more. Gabby.
Ben, Sarah, it is still hot out right now, long after the sun went down, so you can believe that earlier this evening it was definitely still hot out. That's why families were so excited to have some extra time to splash around in the pool today. The weather this week can be summed up in one word:
hot.
And it's going to stay that way for a few days, with a heat wave likely headed our way.
Today it feels like a really hot summery day where it's just perfect to go on pools and swimmers and plenty of fun things like that.
Many families did just that to try to beat the heat. Even in the evening, temperatures were near 90. That's why Vernon extended the hours of its community pool this week to stay open until 8 o'clock.
Especially during the work week, yeah. You have your day of work, get your dinner, and come on down here to cool off.
Having that extra time is helpful for parents looking for ways to keep the kids cool.
It is super convenient. The extra hours make it great for weekends or weekdays after work to come to the pool.
Because we don't have a pool at home, so it's nice to be able to come here and enjoy it. They love it.
While so many people look for ways to cool off, towns and cities have been dealing with lifeguard shortages. Here in Vernon, though, they've been able to overcome that obstacle.
We definitely had a hard time getting lifeguards this summer, but fortunately we are able to staff this pool here 7 days a week fully, and they really stepped it up and took some extra shifts this week to be able to accommodate the heat wave and the hours.
Which is good news because the need is there this summer, especially during this week of high heat and humidity.
We love it. We live around the corner, so we've been utilizing it a lot this summer.
This week, the community pool here in Vernon will be open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., but the lifeguards do take a short break from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., so it will be closed during that hour. The Parks and Rec Department did say that they will consider the possibility of doing this again later on this summer if staffing allows for it and if we see another heat wave like the one that we're expecting this week. Live in Vernon, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
All right, thank you, Gabby, and I'm glad to see that they're fully staffed with lifeguards, too. I know that was a bit of a challenge earlier this year. Well, make sure you download the free Fox 61 News app for your smartphone or mobile device as we brace for this blast of summer heat and humidity. You can track the latest temperatures where you live and see how hot it will go later this week, plus get weather alerts and updates right to your device.
Moving on here, new details tonight from Cromwell, where state police say one person has died after being hit by a tractor trailer on the highway. That crash happened late Monday night, but kept the highway shut down for much of the morning. Troopers say the victim, Nicholas Davidwitz, was from Massachusetts, was out of his vehicle on 91 South near exit 21 in Cromwell. The tractor trailer driver tried to swerve out of the way, but ended up hitting him. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash is still under investigation. Several people were injured after a multi-vehicle crash along Route 3 in South Glastonbury, not too far from the Weathersfield line. State police say the drivers were going through a construction zone when one of the vehicles didn't slow down, ended up rear-ending another, causing that car to flip over. The two people in that car are said to be in now serious condition. Troopers say that kept going and hit another vehicle. The car kept going, causing more damage and causing more injuries.
In North Haven, police are investigating a collision between a car and a train. This happened at the train crossing near Mill Road. Two people in that vehicle were brought to the hospital with injuries, but we don't know how seriously they were hurt. Police say the train was carrying non-hazardous material and did not come off the tracks. New Haven police are looking to identify the body pulled from the water near Lighthouse Point Park this afternoon. Emergency officials say that man, 66-year-old Richard Piccioni of Woodbridge, was found near the boat ramp of the park. The medical examiner is investigating the man's cause of death.
All new at 10 tonight, police have identified the two men shot and killed in a double homicide in New Britain Monday. Police say 24-year-old Conrad Jones was found shot outside of an apartment building on Walnut Street. Officers also found 33-year-old Michael Jackson shot inside of an apartment in that building. Police say that they believe the men had gotten into some type of argument that turned violent and shot each other.
Another bank robbery under investigation in this state at a People's Bank inside a Stop and Shop grocery store. This marks the third incident in 4 days at 3 different bank locations. Police in Southington say 2 men robbed the People's Bank at the Stop and Shop in North Main Street. They passed notes to the tellers demanding money. And last week there were 2 similar bank robberies, one at the People's Bank at the Watertown Stop and Shop on Friday and the other at the Glastonbury Stop and Shop on Saturday. No word yet if they're connected.
State police are now on the hunt for a suspect accused of robbing a gas station at gunpoint early this morning. It happened in Preston at the Best Way Citgo gas station on Norwich Westerly Road. Troopers say the suspect showed a handgun and demanded money from the clerk. If you think you recognize the suspect, call state police. Well, the governor has signed a new bill into effect to update Connecticut's laws on motor vehicle thefts. The new law will allow law enforcement in Connecticut's court system to provide swifter and more effective responses to juveniles charged with repeated motor vehicle thefts and other crimes. The goal of this new law is to help connect juveniles with services and treatment to prevent these types of crimes from repeatedly happening.
I know some of the frustration from the cops. Hey, I thought I picked this person up just a month ago, and here they are again. And we're doing our best to make sure that those few folks who cause the vast majority of be it car thefts to shootings or other related crimes, we can get them arraigned on a timely basis, and if they're a danger to themselves or danger to the community, get them off the street.
In addition to the new law, Governor Lamont says several major investments aimed at increasing public safety will look to help cities and towns and their law enforcement to curb crime, stop violence, and keep neighborhoods safe.
Another big day for Connecticut. Just hours away, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden is returning to the state.
This is the First Lady's 3rd visit to Connecticut during her time at the White House. You might remember she stopped by Meriden last March after Connecticut's own Dr. Miguel Cardona was named U.S. Secretary of Education. She also visited Groton in December to meet with U.S. Navy families around the holidays.
Fox 61's Alicia Machado is live in New Haven with what we can expect from the First Lady's visit to our state tomorrow. Alicia.
That's right. Hey, guys, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden set to make a stop here at Albertus Magnus College in New Haven to see how funding from the American Rescue Plan is being utilized to support education. Now, she will get an inside look at the Horizons program here at the school, which is offered to local kids to help address learning loss accelerated by the pandemic.
First Lady Dr. Jill Biden set to visit Connecticut Wednesday on her summer learning tour with U.S. Secretary of Education Dr. Miguel Cardona, former commissioner of the Connecticut State Department of Education. First stop, Albertus Magnus College in New Haven to visit with the students in the Horizons program.
The students here are so excited about the First Lady coming and Secretary Cardona coming tomorrow, and they have lots of fun activities planned for them.
On the agenda, building Legos and reading with the First Lady. Horizons is a summer learning program for kids in kindergarten through third grade from historically underserved communities. Horizons National offers the 6-week program in its second year at Albertus, tuition free with funding from the American Rescue Plan.
It's really been such a great support at a time that the need is so critical to help students recover from the pandemic. We're seeing students so much further behind, and it's going to take an all-hands-on-deck approach.
The American Rescue Plan has provided $122 billion in funding to help schools reopen and address student learning loss and mental health needs.
The students, these kindergarten through third graders that are now with us at Albertus in the Horizons program, they're the future. And so for the Horizons team, for our Albertus interns who are helping out, for them to positively impact these kids is just an exciting moment.
Now from here, the First Lady will travel to Detroit and Athens, Georgia, where she is set to view their summer learning programs on Thursday. We're live in New Haven tonight. Alicia Machado, Fox 61 News.
Thank you, Alicia. And you can expect more continuing coverage of the First Lady's visit to our state tomorrow. We'll have live coverage beginning at 6 a.m. on the Fox 61 Morning News. And you can always check online on the free Fox 61 News app and on Fox 61 Plus. Plus, our political reporter, Emma Wolfhorst, will be following the First Lady and the Secretary of Education throughout the day tomorrow. She'll have much more starting on the Fox 61 News at 4 and 5.